Sun setting on this Thursday night, just 2 games left tonight and Saturday night to tune up for the real thing, which begins 1 week from tonight right back here at Benchmark International Arena. It's the Panthers and the Lightning. Dave Randorf with you along with Brian Engblom and Brian Yanni Gordon. The guys are probably anxious to get these dress rehearsals out of the way.
Yeah, down to the last couple of games, so the big boys start to play more, and that's great news for all of them to get a feel, to get a little chemistry going. The Florida Panthers have sent certainly most of their lineup here, and that's on the road, so that's a sign that they want their guys going as well, too. They've had their time off. There's J.J. Moser, and the boys well ready to go against their arch rival here. It's always fun when these two teams play.
There are 16 players in the Panthers lineup tonight that won the Cup last year. The big names missing, of course, are Barkov and Tkachuk, who have suffered long-term injuries, but they're going to start their third line, which was so instrumental in them winning the Stanley Cup last year. And the starting lines are sponsored by Advent Health. And we're underway. Chafee's up there with Bjorkstrand and Gore to begin for Tampa Bay. Here's Brad Marchand. Puts a soft backhander in towards the Lightning net, steered aside by Brandon Halverson. And that slap shot from Nico Mikkola is high and wide.
One of the areas I'll be looking at is the coverage by the D especially, but also the centerman for the Lightning on Florida. Florida's a great forechecking team, and they've got explosive goal scorers. You have to be close to them. You have to be on them before they get the puck, or you're in trouble.
Here they come in over the line. Anton Lundell centers it. It was in behind the intended target. Marchand digs it out, gets it back to Kulikov. There's shot on the way, and that didn't miss by much. Lundell rubbed out in front of the net by Chernak, and here comes Point. Trying to turn the corner there on Kulikov and throws it out in front, and what a chance that was for Guentzel. Jake Guentzel, Nikita Kucherov, and Braden Point out there for their first shift here tonight. Here's Guentzel. Guentzel gets it down low to Kucherov. Kucherov hangs on, looks for the late man pass, hits a skate, and is broken up by Florida.
You don't see Jake Guentzel miss chances like that very often. You can tell it's early in the season, but the big line comes out with their first shift. Braden Point, Kucherov, and Guentzel with a great scoring chance.
Guentzel on the board with 41 goals last season. Here's Point. Steps around Bennett. He's going to try the left side now. Point stops up, feeds the line. Long shot on the way. And Tarasov has got it.
Let's take a look at that Guentzel chance. When Braden Point's attacking with speed, man, he will back people up. And that's all part of the process. He's such a good skater. So dangerous on his own. But Florida in the front of the net gets turned around a little bit. They're so busy looking at the puck. That's Jeff Petrie, newly acquired for Florida this season. That one went right by him, and Guentzel perhaps a little bit startled that that one got to him. Couldn't quite handle it and went back between his feet, and you can see his response watching the replay on that one.
Career high in goals last season for Guentzel. Second time, 80 points. This shot is knocked down in front by Gustav Forsling. Forsling, Brian, had an off season last year. It was only plus 33. Yeah. After his plus 56 the year before.
Yeah, what a player he is. So solid.
In tight, and that is cleared out by Bennett. What a playoff Sam Bennett had. Won the Conn Smythe Trophy. 15 goals in that Stanley Cup run.
And 13 of them on the road. That is unreal. It's an NHL record.
Gonzalez fighting for the puck. Almost got it cleanly to Cirelli, and they reset back to Emil Lilleberg.
Bennett's a big reason why that the Florida Panthers won 10 of their 13 road games in the playoffs.
Here's Dominic James, number 17. One of the young players that is still around with the Lightning after another round of cuts happened yesterday. Out in front for Crozier. Crozier got a good shot away, and Tarasov makes the stop.
Dominic James again sticking his nose in right off the bat. That's why he's still here. Every time he's out there, something happens.
Bouncing puck. Tarasov down. May have gotten the piece with his right pad, and it's cleared down the ice by the Panthers for an icing call.
That's a way to get in there on the forecheck. There's a young guy, Dominic James, and he gets an attaboy when he comes back to the bench because of that. He took 2 guys with him, a spin around backhand shot. Now that shows some hockey IQ here. and knowing that he has two guys on, a yell from Crozier. Crozier comes down from the point. You want him to be aggressive. He's got some offensive talent as well, and they get a terrific scoring chance. Crozier moving down from the point, a right-hand shot, has a good look at making this team this year and making a dent if he makes plays like that aggressively.
Top scoring defenseman last year at the American League in Syracuse. Loose puck for Yanni Gourde. Gourde's on the line with Bjorkstrand this time last year. Both those guys were in Seattle. Chipped up in the air. Gourde can't advance it. Now he'll flip one into the middle for Chaffee. Flips it past 37-year-old Jeff Petrie, as Brian mentioned, brought into Florida after playing last season with the Detroit Red Wings.
It's going to be easier for Petrie because he's played the last several years on a rebuilding Montreal team, and then the last 2 years with Detroit doing the same thing. Tougher and experienced defenseman when you play on those types of teams because you start leaking everywhere, and as a vet, you try and plug those leaks. Well, just do your own job here with Florida, and you'll be having a pretty good time.
He signed a one-year deal at the league minimum. Great deal for the Panthers and good opportunity for him to join this group. Here's Point. Point, the leading goal scorer for the Lightning again last season. He's done that 3 years in a row, racing after that loose puck. In the corner, it's turned over by Ekblad. Point drops it back, and Tarasov somehow keeps that out. He was looking the other way, but it just hit him in the pads.
Yeah, bad turnover by Ekblad created that whole thing.
Marchand, Losterinen, and Lundell. What a trio they were in the playoffs. Marchand fed the line. That shot is deflected up and out of play.
Let's take a look at the goalies for tonight. Brandon Halverson is in goal. It's his 9th year pro. Syracuse last year, 43 games. He had 22 wins. He's only played 2 games regular season in the NHL. 1 for Tampa Bay last year and 1 for the New York Rangers. There's a look at Danil Tarasov. Trade from Columbus in June. 20 games played last year. Only had 7 wins on a Columbus team that really wasn't going anywhere.
The Lightning have had the same backup now for 3 seasons, counting this one for Jonas Johansson. The Florida Panthers have had good luck getting the scrap heap goalies, if you will, guys who come in here and perform well in a backup role.
Yeah, even Stanley Cup teams, as experienced as they are, they're bound to have some turnover, and certainly Florida has some turnover. Not many spots. They are a very veteran team. They only played one rookie regularly, and that was Sam Miscavige. There's some confusion here, by the way, that penalty was called, and there's nobody.
Looks like it is going to be for Hagee. But you're right, nobody knew what it was, and the mic didn't work in the announcement, but it looked like the call from Michael Markovic was a slash. And bottom line is, it's a Lightning power play, so the #1 unit is going to go to work, a unit that includes Oliver Bjorkstrand, Brian, right now.
Yeah, and it's a big opportunity for him. He's no stranger to the power play, but how it works with Brayden Point. Watch 21 and 28, how they interact on that power play, because Bjorkstrand, 22, excuse me, is Bjorkstrand, and how they interact from the bumper to that left wing side.
Lightning power play sponsored by attorney Dan Newland. And here is Radish, who remains on the points on this #1 unit because Victor Hedman still is not ready to play a game yet. He only played 1 period a few games ago here at home, and that is blown down at the line.
There's going to be an interference call. That's why it's not offside. Bjorkstrand is going for interference. What he did was come along the blue line, and then he interfered with Gustav Forsling, the defenseman, who wanted to turn and go.
Tampa Bay #22, minor penalty, interference.
I imagine Bjorkstrand saying, well, I just have my ice, my position, but body position, yeah, you have to allow the defenseman. It'll be the bottom of your screen. Oh, yeah, he set a pick. There's no doubt about that. Sly, pretty smart idea for Bjorkstrand, but you can't do it, especially that flagrantly. It certainly gave Brayden Point a lot of room to get in the zone. That was the idea, but he got caught.
And that's unfortunate for him and the head coach, John Cooper. Probably wants these guys to get some reps, you know?
Yeah, they've been working in the practice for sure, a lot on power play, both groups.
Here's Seth Jones, gets it up ahead to Nico Mikkola, who just signed an 8-year contract extension today. It'll take effect at the start of next season. 8 years, $40 million.
Yeah, all their big guys, their core is signed to long-term deals.
Moser is going to pick this one up and look up ice while Florida's changing. 4-on-4 here. Sent down. Crozier forcing Kulikov back. The veteran lost the handle there to Gord. Poked it into the middle, and now it's taken away by Sam Bennett. Bennett goes to the wrister and fires that one in. Halverson out from behind his net, and the Lightning reset out of the corner. Long stretch pass up ahead to Geekie. And that is knocked down by Kulikov again. Kulikov with a drop. Sam Reinhart. This is the first game for the Panthers where a lot of their big guys have been playing together in a game. They have the one remaining as well, of course, Saturday at Sunrise against the Lightning.
Yeah, and last game, the Lightning were able to use stretch passes a lot because there were a lot of young guys, new guys to the NHL in the lineup. Lightning were successful at it. Won't be quite as easy in this game with the experienced D of Florida back on the ice.
Here's Geekie now. Try to flip one in the middle there to James and took a hit from Forsling. Littleberg recovered just enough on Mackie Samoskevich.
But just because those D-men are back in the lineup for Florida, it doesn't mean that the stretch passes can't work. And stretching out Florida and keeping them away, from getting on that forecheck that they're so good at. You stay and try to make really nice plays all the time coming out of your own end. That's where Florida hurts you, turns pucks over to their scorers, and it's in the back of your net.
Brief power play opportunity there for Florida is now over as Bjorkstrand is out of the box, and we are back to 5-on-5, Lightning up the ice. Bjorkstrand into the middle, knocked away from Brandon Hagel. Cirelli joins the puck battle in the corner, comes loose for Gadjevich, and he will bank it forward down the ice. Here's Moser. Two Panthers up there in the forecheck, forcing him to move it. Now they've got the puck. Here's Mikla, shot and tipped wide by A.J. Greer. Here's the fourth line for the Panthers. Now the Lightning have it.
And here's a different look with Crozier. Oh, here we go. First fight.
In comes Cirelli. It was Hagel who was involved with somebody. It was behind the play. The fight didn't really start, but Hagel and Greer got it going.
Yeah, Hagel is angry. He's still looking for a piece of Greer. Yeah, that happened away from the play. So we'll try to pick that up and show you a replay of it. There's A.J. Greer getting out from underneath. But Hagel, who's as fiery as it gets, and he has no love for the Florida Panthers on recent history and the injury that he got on a hit from Ekblad last year in the playoffs and was unable to finish the series. Here we go behind the scenes. Yeah, well, Greer started it.
Oh, jeez.
And he got a couple of shots in. So no wonder everybody came flying, and Cirelli first on the scene. I don't think that Hagel was ready for either one. You can see his nose is red. He got cuffed with that second right hand for sure. And
a stick right before that right hand landed. So Greer is in the box. We will sort this out when we come back. And it is Florida and Tampa Bay. Yes, things are heating up early here at Benchmark International Arena.
Involved, a couple of 5-minute penalties here. That's how it started again. There's the cross check, and then the stick blade came up and got him, and then you can see he totally was not ready for that next one. Greer wanted a piece of him, that's for sure. Hagel being in the middle of everything, of course, going back to that hit that I referred to where Ekblad took him out of the playoffs. And the fans here got all whooped up too, because on the big screen they were showing the fight between Tkachuk and Hagel in the Four Nations tournament. The drop of the puck to start that game off in the tournament, that really lit the fuse, and the crowd was just going nuts. So that's the kind of stuff you get from Brandon Hagel.
It was a massive turning point in the series when Ekblad, on an unpenalized elbow to the head of Hagel, that knocked Hagel out of the game and the series. And Ekblad remained and scored a goal later that night that tied the game. That was game 4.
Yeah, a lot of controversy on that one before, really costly for the Lightning.
And these guys remember it. So power play in effect here for Tampa Bay. Their first one was brief. Here is Kucherov. Feeds it down low, quickly across off the stick of Marchand and the glass. Stays in play. Florida muscles it out into the neutral zone. Kucherov's pass goes off the skate of Lundell, and he's going to have to hustle back to retrieve it.
Crozier, the lone defenseman out there up top. Victor Hedman not in the game. We'll probably see Radish out there on the point as well at some point.
Radish right now in the box. He was one of the players that was penalized in that whole melee. Here is Gensel now. Gensel cuts back, and with 1:17, they'll try to get some traction here with the man advantage. Penalty killing for Florida was excellent when it needed to be. In the playoffs, they really shut down the Lightning power play in that first round meeting. Did it to everybody else as well.
Yeah, they did. Their penalty kill was outstanding, over 85% for the entire playoffs.
Here's Crozier. Crozier into the corner for Kucherov. Back to the line for Crozier. Kucherov. He's got Bjorkstrand in the bumper. Nikita Kucherov, Crozier back to Kucherov. Feeds it down low. Gensel gets it back. Kucherov looks, holds, shoots, blocked. Rebound picked up by Jake Gensel. Now back to Kucherov. Crozier with a shot, and it's tipped off the stick of Luke Cunnin and out of play.
Yeah, in that sequence, you had Bjorkstrand in the bumper spot. He was there in Columbus when he played with Artemi Panarin, and he was very effective there. He's got a fabulous release. We'll probably see him slip over on the left side too. Braden Point will be in that bumper spot. The problem for Braden is that, especially when you play against Florida, Kucherov and Point are so well known that Point's options and his ability to get a clean look are really difficult because they know how good he is in that spot. So being able to interchange there with Bjorkstrand a little bit really helps, and I think it'll take a little bit of pressure and give a little more room to Braden Point on the power play.
Another good year for Point on the power play. 16 power play goals, tied for second in the entire NHL. 4 seconds remain in the man advantage. Long shot, gloved and held by Danil Tarasov.
Yeah, and you know, you look at that combination of Point and Kucherov for the last several years on the power play, and you go, well, you know, why would you want to change that? Well, because sometimes over the course of time you have to. As I just mentioned, when you see it coming, and especially within the division, especially with Florida, as good as they are in the penalty kill, if it's not working because they're on top of Braden Point and Kucherov has that option basically taken away from him, and that did happen in the playoffs on several occasions, you got to show a couple of different looks at times.
Cernak, his shot, high and wide. Team's back to 5-on-5 now. Bennett's off the ice. Mackie Samoskevich, who had a strong season last year, did not play much in the playoffs, and now it's Cernak who's been spun around as
Get a high stick.
Yeah, Samoskevich was coming in on him.
Yeah, he tried to lift his stick over top. I don't know if there's going to be a penalty or not, but Cernak certainly wants one.
Well, here's the play, and it doesn't appear as though this is going to draw any call. No score in Tampa.
Welcome back. I'm here with Rob Zettler. Rob, we are only minutes into this game and we've already seen a fight. Is that a clear reminder that the regular season is right around the corner?
Well, it is. It's a clear reminder how much these games mean when you're playing the Florida Panthers. We actually saw it in the rookie tournament earlier in the training camp. You're seeing it in the first couple shifts tonight. There's still some bad blood out there, for sure.
Does the rivalry make even you excited for these games?
It does. You know, when you see something happen like that to your best players, the stomach gets churning, the heart beats a little bit quicker, and it means something. You know, it's like, all right, game on. We want to play.
Thank you so much. Guys, back to you.
Absolutely, the blood is up now for sure. A couple of high sticks, and the one on Cernak just wasn't caught a moment ago. So, yeah, they're a little angry out there, a little tension, as if there wasn't to begin with.
A.J. Greer, by the way, third in the NHL last year in penalty minutes. He got a hit with a double minor and a 10-minute misconduct. He really got his money's worth on Hagel in that incident there earlier in this period. He's out of the game for a while. Held in at the line by Seth Jones, acquired late in the season last year by the Panthers. Coming over from Chicago. Goaltender Spencer Knight going the other way. Dug out of there by Emil Lilleberg. Lilleberg trying to relieve the pressure, can't get it out. Reinhart bumped off the puck strongly there by James.
Yeah, that's a play that Lilleberg's got to get out of the zone there. That should have gone off the glass and out. When you go for a flip pass out of the zone and it doesn't get out of the zone, it's big time trouble. And I think the Lightning in general, not just Lilleberg, are going to have to be better at that this year. Use the glass and get it out, and maybe cut down on the flips.
Delayed penalty call coming up against the Florida Panthers. Extra attacker is on for the moment, and that one is centered just out of the reach of Yanni Gourde, who's headed for the front of the net. And we get the whistle. I thought there was one. Here's a scramble in front, and now the whistle is blown. And the call will be made. It's going to be a high stick against the Panthers, and this isn't finished yet. Now it's Gourde getting into it a little bit there with Evan Rodriguez.
And a little extra shove of the stick there, too. So Yanni's really hot. He'll have no problem going back after him. And I think Rodriguez, and rightfully so, should be getting a little extra talking to here because he shoved the point of his stick at him afterwards. Look at Yanni, he's hot.
Florida 9 minor penalty, high stick.
High stick, that's Bennett. So you can tell by the flavor of the penalties. That one was, well, only he knows if it was accidentally on purpose or not. But sticks are being carried high for sure. And we've had a lot of them. We've seen some cross checks already. This isn't your hooking and holding kind of game.
No, it isn't. And Rob Zettler, as you pointed out, hit the nail on the head. This might be the preseason, but as far as the Lightning are concerned, they're playing the Panthers, and it's on.
It never goes away. No.
So another power play opportunity for the Lightning here in a scoreless first period. And the Panthers start with a clear down the ice. Halverson leaves it in back of his net. Here comes Darren Radish. Radish, who was not on the last power play, was sitting in the box. Here comes Kucherov. Slides his way in, drops it off for Bjorkstrand. Bjorkstrand's return feed was cut off by Forsling and sent out. Look at Halverson, way out of his net is empty, and it's a tap in for Eetu Luostarinen.
Luostarinen's got some pretty good speed, but this was a misjudgment there by Halverson, so he'll get that one out of his mind. Came out above the tops of the circles and within probably 10 feet or so of the blue line. The puck is just not rolling fast enough, so it betrays him. And I think probably, putting myself in his shoes, he's studying the puck so much, he took his eye off Luostarinen coming in with high speed. And then Luostarinen's smart enough that he just has to knock it by him, and he's got a free shot.
One short-handed goal for him last season, and that's an empty netter in the short-handed variety here tonight. 1-0 Panthers. Just under 8 minutes to play here in this first period. Now Bjorkstrand. Over a minute remaining in the man advantage, but that drop pass again cut off by Lundell.
Yeah, that was way too easy to read. It's like Bjorkstrand was waiting. Ooh, the referee got dinged there. He's getting up slowly. Bjorkstrand telegraphed that play back to the point.
Kucherov gains the zone, sets things up. He'll feed it down low and get the pass back. And that pass into the middle is just not available right now. But now Kucherov maybe trying to catch him on a line change. Good pass across. Chaffee in front, can't get it there to Braden Point. Again, cut off by Florida. Half a minute to go in the power play. Shots are 9-3 in favor of Tampa Bay, but it's 1-0 Florida on the short-hander by Luostarinen. Back of the net. Hagel keeps it going to Chaffee. Drop back to the line, but Moser wasn't quite there yet.
Yeah, Moser has to realize, and I think it was a little bit slow in developing here. Moser was on the right side there for a second, which he played with Victor Hedman, but he's been a lefty in this game. Now he's back on the left side.
Beats it back into the corner for Hagel. His centering pass broken up by Florida. Here's Bennett out of the box, and just getting a piece of that one was Gonzalez. Otherwise, Bennett could have been off to the races. Tries to center it. Picked up by Rodriguez. To the line for Forsling. His shot is blocked. So is that one. Lilleberg had his hands full there, and he'll just reset it back to his partner, Moser. Snapped in by Gonzalez. He saw Ekblad coming. Another power play goes by the wayside for Tampa Bay. They're 0 for 2 so far tonight.
Yeah, they're a little rusty on the power play, that's for sure. They have been working on it. but it's totally different, especially when you come into an emotional game like this. Now we get another penalty coming.
Over 3 on the power play is Tampa, and now another power play about to be in effect for Florida in a penalty-filled first period.
And this was away from the play. I'm pretty sure it's Geeky going.
Dumped in. Touched up. And the call will be made. We will sort that one out for you when we come back. 5:32 to go here in the first period, and the Florida Panthers strike first. Head to Losterinen with an empty net. Short-handed goal.
Carrying their sticks pretty high. There's Connor Geeky sitting on the wrong side of the ice. Left side of your screen. He's going to take a bead on Bennett, but see where his stick ends up and the way he took him into the glass. I think the referees are just trying to settle this game down. Bennett gets a stick up as well, too. Prior to that, there's Yanni Gourde and Rodriguez, and they ran into each other. And then there's the cuff in the face, but then here's the stick, too. That was a dangerous play, and I think probably Coop's going, okay, what's going on out there? Everybody's carrying their sticks high, and the referees, I think, are going to want to settle this one down. Do we want it settled down? Probably not.
Well, we also don't want to see anybody get hurt. You don't want to see that a week out for the regular season, so I know that's what he's thinking.
Players don't think about getting hurt. They think about getting even.
That's true, especially tonight in this particular matchup. And they'll meet again on Saturday down at Sunrise. The Panthers will open the season on Tuesday at home. Lightning open up on Thursday, also here at home. Second power play of the game for Florida. Their first was brief. No Matthew Tkachuk, no Alexander Barkov. Here's Bennett, straight up the middle, little give and go, and that shot very high and very wide. Gensel forces that one back. Hard slap around the boards by Moser. Gets the job done, and down it goes. Got Tarasov. Almost got caught from behind there. The hustle by Gourde. Here's some speed down the right side. Snapshot saved by Halverson on that rush there from Mackie Samoskevich. Well, here is tonight's Mid-Florida Credit Union matchup.
Well, let's take a look at last season and where these two teams were at. Lightning ended up in the standings ahead of Florida by a little bit. 102 points for the Lightning, 98 points for Florida. They had the same number of wins. You can see what the offensive defensive numbers look like. Pretty even all the way down the road.
Face-off win by the Panthers. Rodriguez does get that pass through. Lundell spinning around, turned it over to Hagel, and he was almost off to the races. Hagel and Cirelli out there doing their thing on the penalty kill. Crozier and Lilleberg the back end, taking more time off the clock. Cirelli down the ice. Hagel will be first to the puck. Sharp angled shot. And Tarasov ready for that. Here comes Carter Verhaeghe. Drops it back. Shot right on. Halverson the save, and the rebound on the near side was cleared away. It was around. Petrie sets it up. Good shot blocked there by Declan Carlisle. Sold out there on that shot by Lundell.
Halverson really saved them there. Yeah, Lightning didn't sort that out. Didn't have enough bodies. When you overload at the puck, you're a man short. They're nice cross-ice pass there for Florida and a big-time chance.
Boquist fires that one in. Geeky's on his feet. Now he's stepping out of the box, so the Lightning have killed it off. Finley digs it out. There's Geeky. Good pass across to the open man. Moser steps in. Had James going to the front of the net. Back to the point for Chernak. Tick saved by Tarasov. Puck is loose and it's pushed into the corner. And then cleared out by Jonah Gadjevich.
And that was James at the net again. Gets his chance. He's been sitting on the bench for a bit. He always comes with energy. He had a good look at the net.
Made his debut a few games ago here in this building, and what immediately stood out is the guy can really fly up and down the ice.
He doesn't hold anything back, any shift.
Here's Crozier. Crozier waits his shot into traffic. Tarasov, boy, does he lose his net a lot. He's spinning around, but he's got a clean sheet right now. Lilleberg towards the net, little bouncing puck. Back to Emil Lilleberg, back towards the net, and Gord gave Tarasov just a bump and ends up with a puck. Back to Lilleberg, his drive high over the blocker, Lightning pushing here. This is Gord. Pass across, a little too hot to handle, reset back to the line. Slap shot on the way, loose puck for Gord, centers it, oh, and Tarasov keeps it out. They're all around it, and now here comes Kucherov. Fresh legs off the bench, Florida exhausted, backdoor pass, Tarasov with another brilliant stop, that one on Lilleberg.
And that without a stick, too.
Here's Gord, pressure continues, Crozier with a drive, Tarasov finally able to hold it, and now this is Cunnin who gave somebody a shot right in front. That is Crozier.
Yeah, and Yanni Gord going at it now. Yeah, there's gonna be a lot of this, folks. Crozier got clotheslined after the fact, but the story on that sequence was, first of all, the Lightning with great pressure and great looks and puck movement and shots, but Tarasov outstanding in goal. Look at this save with the blocker. He's on the seat of his pants, and that's Dominik Hasek style. Out of control, yet makes the save. There's another one. A huge push from his left to his right. And then this is what happened when Crozier got clotheslined there at the end, trying to go for a rebound. Cunnin, who's new to the team, and then everybody else gets involved. We knew the referees were going to be busy in this one, and they are. They're trying to sort things out.
Yeah, they've been busy, all right. Here's the call.
Florida number 12, minor penalty slashing. Florida 71, minor penalty roughing. Tampa 37, minor penalty roughing. Power play, Tampa.
Well explained by Jean Hebert. Another power play for the Lightning.
He must have been practicing. He got that out in a hurry. But going to the net hard, and a really good sequence all the way along there for the Lightning. Put tremendous pressure on. And only big-time saves from Tarasov.
Oh yeah, this game should be tied. He was very good in that last flurry of action when he had some tired players in front of him.
He's a big boy. He's 6'5". He's from Novokuznetsk, which is the same place, the same city as Bobrovsky, and he was a big fan of Bobrovsky. He's much younger than Bob is. Bob not dressed in this game. 37 years old. They're going to keep him until the very end. Bobrovsky, of course, played every game in the playoffs and won them the cup. But Tarasov in Columbus last year actually beat the Florida Panthers 5-3. Maybe the Panthers remembered that and acquired him this year. So a change in their backup this year from what they had last year. Vitek Vanacek is gone, and so is Knight.
1:53 to go in what has been an eventful first period. 1-0 Florida on a short-handed goal, and that is offside at the line.
86 is a little frustrated. Yeah, it's preseason, and he, like anybody else, you got to get your reps in. He makes passes that most guys don't. Right now, they're not exactly working. He can thread the needle better than about anybody in the league, and thread the needle, his eyes off just a tad here so far tonight.
Long clear down the ice. Halverson gloves it, and here comes Darren Raddysh. Kucherov all the way up the ice. Nikita Kucherov into the middle. Little backhand feed into the corner now for Gensel. Back up top, and I believe that went off a Florida stick and over the blade of Raddysh.
You see what they do to Kucherov, what they did to him in the playoffs and all season long. They will be really tight to him because they know the Lightning want to have everything flow through number 86. There is no time and room.
Good shot there by Bjorkstrand, and a glove save made by Tarasov.
Yeah, Kuch may have to move around a little bit like he did there and maybe start things even on the other side, but that's not the way everything normally flows on the Lightning power play. It goes to 86 on the half wall, and he runs the show. But when you have a guy in your face, when you haven't even received the pass yet, even Kucherov's going to have trouble with that.
Lundell with a face-off win, back to Kulikov. He had it pocket picked there by Kucherov, but it ends up going down the ice. Into the final minute of the period, sponsored by Anajar and Levine. points. Up the ice with Bjorkstrand, cut out by Kulikov, wide open. Here's Kucherov, back in front, they score! Kucherov with a pass, Guentzel with a finish, power play goal, tie game.
Now, most of that was mid-season form, and certainly the finish was back and forth between Kucherov and Guentzel. The calmness really takes over here. Really nice job. Support, in close, get the puck to the other side. And then Guentzel, who actually see how quickly again they went to Kucherov. Watch this again. Guentzel has lots of time and room, but who are they worried about? Kucherov in the middle of the ice. So Kucherov does what he does, takes both defenders with him, gives it back to Guentzel, and this is not an easy goal. A lefty on the short side, up and over the goaltender for a goal.
He led the NHL with 17 power play goals last year. And he's tied this one. Jake Guentzel for Hagee with a shot kicked out by Halverson. Cirelli, Gonzalez, and Chaffee right now, because for the moment, Brandon Hagel is not on the Lightning bench. Up the ice he goes. That's Chaffee at the line. And it's going to be picked up by Reinhart here in the dying seconds of a tie game here that's had some emotions, some mid-season rivalry emotions boiling over between these two in-state rivals. The Panthers getting a shorthanded goal from Eetu Luostarinen, answered by Jake Guentzel on the power play. 1-1 through 20 here at Benchmark International Arena. Now let's take you to our set in the Mark and our host, Paul Kennedy.
Thank you very much, Jordan. And if there was ever a game that demanded the skills of Patty Maroon along with Ryan Malone, this first period would have been it. Very physical. I have it charted at 30 minutes of combined penalties. You had the A.J. Greer with the 10-minute misconduct, and we get a power play at the end. Your take on the physicality of this, because none of these penalties are soft.
No, they're not. And I think with A.J. Greer, I think that's honestly BS. I think what he did to Hagel there with 2 punches is unacceptable. It fires me up. Me and Bugs were kind of talking about this. We want to put our skates on and challenge that whole bench right now, but you know, it's a physical game, but someone's got to find a way to answer the bell here.
Yeah, you just don't want to see a teammate take, that's a cheap shot, we call it, right? That's kind of a gutless play where, again, Hagel last year had the kind of head injuries. I mean, the guy got a good jab in, and that's a full-on right hook, unfortunately. And you know, obviously, Hagues wasn't ready. You don't want to see that happen to one of your impact players, your star players. That's why you bring in some meat to make sure they have space, and guys learn not to do that to your players. You know, so that team toughness. It's going to be. I'm sure there'll be some added penalty minutes coming.
40 minutes to go in this game. Coming up on our Advent Health Intermission highlights, stats, analyst reaction, all ahead from Tampa.
Scored right here by the Florida Panthers by Eetu Luostarinen, and then it was matched by a power play goal at the other end by Jake Guentzel, and that's the story in terms of the goal scoring after 20 minutes here at Benchmark International Arena as we get set for the second period. Dave Randorf back with you along with Brian Englob. Gabby Shirley spoke with assistant coach Rob Zettler in the middle of the first period. He said, listen, when we play the Florida Panthers, the emotions come out, and we certainly saw a bunch of that in the opening 20.
Yeah, we knew it was going to happen. So 6 roughing penalties, 1 slashing, 1 cross-checking, and 1 high sticking. That's what happens when these two teams play against each other. And I heard the guys talking in the studio, yeah, and this is what they were referring to, especially that right cross at the end by Greer. That was a loaded sucker punch there. So that leads to all the other stuff that happens, and never mind what happened last year every time there was a fight. So it's going to be interesting to see what the response is tonight and in the game on Saturday before the regular season even gets started. These two teams won't play each other in the regular season until halfway through November. First period stats, it's 1-1, and an accidental goal there. Halverson would make a different decision about coming out of the net next time. But really, this is about how is this going to get settled out. This is a team thing for the Lightning, and even though it's preseason, there's so much in the air that, just like Big Rig was talking about, something's got to be done here. And it doesn't have to be done in one spot at one time. but there is team toughness. And so I'm really curious to see where this goes tonight and on Saturday.
Those first period stats were sponsored by Storm Pro Window and Doors. You'll look at the Lightning bench, which still, at this moment, does not have Brandon Hagel on it. He left the bench late in the first period. So we will monitor that situation. He, of course, was the recipient of that sucker punch that Brian was referring to, as well as the slash and the high stick. So we are underway, and right off the bat, we get another call coming up here.
Well, Moser and Marchand were having words. That was well away from the play. The puck was deep in the Florida zone. Not sure who's going. Everybody's yapping now. We're still waiting for. Okay, here comes the announcement.
I believe the call was cross-checking there. Just heard the tail end of it, and we'll sort this out in a moment. The shots on goal the last 4 minutes or so are 10-0 in favor of John Cooper and the Lightning.
Yeah.
But
well, they had some great shifts. I mean, on top of all the rough stuff, there was some really good stuff from the Lightning. They had some. There's right off the face-off. That's James, 17. There's a cross-check. He's getting into it. Yeah. You got to hand it to that young man, boy. Something happens every time he comes out there. He is into the game. That's a cross-check. Pick his spots better.
Yeah, the second one was probably the one that got him into the box. So it is a Florida power play. Florida's 0 for 2 so far tonight with a man advantage, but they do have the short-handed goal. The special teams have been a factor in both goals. Here's Seth Jones. He'll spin away, look down into the corner. Sam Bennett puts it up top. Ekblad, Jones, Bennett. Being watched closely, lets it go. That is blocked, and it's poked free to the line. Not out, held in by Florida. This one goes all the way around for the waiting Aaron Ekblad. Ekblad, dug out by Brad Marchand. Here's Jones again, snaps a shot, tipped and scored. It was Brad Marchand parked right in front. And I believe this is going to be his goal, a power play marker for the veteran. It's Jones going to the bench first, but we'll see.
Yeah, I don't know if he got a stick. He certainly waved at it for sure, and he was right in the kitchen of Halverson. Halverson was no doubt distracted. So this is a screenshot, but look at the top of your screen here. Marchand's been around the block. He knows exactly where to be. Halverson tries to come out close to him, but he just doesn't pick it up. That looked like it hit somebody on the way. Maybe this one will show a little bit better. Who gets a? Oh yeah, definitely went off a stick in front, and I think it was Marchand's stick. That got tweaked up because it looked like Halverson had a chance to make that save. It hit somebody's blade, and I think it was Marchand's. We'll see what the call is.
Yeah, I didn't get a clean look at it. Did Brendan Halverson off his glove and into the net. So it's 2-1 for Florida as they add a power play goal to their shorthander.
And Boquist with a shot to the back of Radish. Watch the stick blade. Here's one more look. Stick blade's going to come out right there. See, it gets tweaked up. There's no doubt. So Halverson loses track of it. He has his glove up. It goes off the edge of his glove and down and into the net. So just depends. I think it was Marchand's stick, but either way, it's 2-1 for Florida.
Yeah. Sam Reinhart was in the shooting lane as well. We'll see. Bottom line is it's a 1-goal lead. Faceoff comes all the way down the ice. Face off to the left of Daniil Tarasov, who made several very good saves in that first period. Here's Radish with a hard slap shot. Stopped by Tarasov. Loose puck there for Samoskevich. Threw it out in front, just out of the reach of Jesper Boquist. Boquist, one of the role players who was dependable in their Stanley Cup run. Here's Kucherov, back the other way for Tampa Bay. Steps around the first man, Rodriguez, and then is cut off and gives the puck up. Dumped back in by Mackie Samoskevich. Picked up in the corner. There's another hit as Lilleberg saw that one coming. Luke Cunnin came running at him, and now those two guys are talking about it.
Yeah, Lilleberg's going, okay, you want a piece of me, that's fine. Cunnin thought he was going to floor Lilleberg. He wasn't quite ready. Lilleberg's put some weight on in the off-season. You can tell he's definitely been in the gym. And he's more than willing to fight. And Cunnin maybe is giving a smile there, but yeah, he's measuring in his mind, okay, can I take this guy or can I not? Look at Lilleberg's making the play. Boom, Cunnin, yeah, his feet went right out from underneath. He was not expecting Lilleberg to be that sturdy.
Luke Cunnin, a free agent signing. Last year played for San Jose and Columbus, and it certainly didn't take him long to read the memo about what it means to be a Panther, does it? This is the second time he's been engaged like that in this game.
I don't remember him doing that on the other teams he played for.
At center, dumped in by Carter Verhaeghe, who now has 3 Stanley Cup rings. 2 with Florida, 1 with Tampa Bay. Flipped up to center ice. Here's Geekie, and the puck deflected away from him. And he goes into the corner there with Petrie. Kulikov checked by Cirelli. Flipped back in by Chernak. And now Geekie lays the lumber on Kulikov, back of the net.
Yep, he flattened it, but good.
Kulikov goes back after Geekie. Geekie shrugs that off. Penalty call coming up here. And it is going to go against Florida.
I don't know if it's 1 each. I'm not so sure that Geekie wasn't getting the penalty early on here.
I think
I'm a little confused. No, Geekie's going to his own bench. It's a good thing because Halverson was coming out of the net for the extra attacker, but here we go. We finally got it set. Kulikov.
And Cirelli is head of the box.
Original penalty was on Florida. Minor penalty 7 for Slash. After that, 71 cross-check and minor penalty for unsportsmanlike conduct.
Wow. So Cirelli gets the extra 2, and that is certainly, unlike him to get an unsportsmanlike. He's a Selke Trophy finalist or one of the top guys.
There's the slash there by Kulikov, and then here comes Cirelli. All right, so then he stops. Okay, just off camera there. And the whistle went. He stopped up and got a piece of Petrie, I believe it was, after the fact. So yeah, Cirelli ends up with the extra 2 minutes here.
So another power play opportunity for the Florida Panthers. They just scored a power play goal, and they have given it to Sam Reinhart, by the way. And here's another look as he went back at him.
He went back at him, yeah. We felt that with the stick, so he gets the extra 2.
Yep. Tension in this one, Brian. So Reinhart with the power play goal. He's right back out there. Sam Reinhart, 39 goals for him. Led the team in that department again. 13 of them on the power play. In behind the net. Gord comes in, forces the Panthers to move it around the outside. Jones pressure there by Finley, and it's held in by Marchand. Back in front for Reinhart, and he tipped that one just wide. And it's cleared by Tampa Bay.
Reinhart had a heck of a year last year. He's got some silky mitts, boy. He gets in the slot or anywhere around the net. He doesn't usually need a second chance. One of 6 guys in their playoffs who had 20 or more points. That's phenomenal. Big reason why they won the cup, to get it from so many different places.
4 consecutive seasons now for him with 30 or more, including a 57-goal season a couple of years ago. Moser getting leaned on there by Aaron Ekblad right at center ice. And it comes free for Reinhart. They'll reload it back to Jones. There's Aaron Ekblad, accidentally on purpose, tangled up with Moser right at the bench. He's not the most popular guy in this building, that's for sure. Verhaeghe drops it back. 38 seconds remaining in this Panthers power play. Off the ice comes Evan Rodriguez. Rodriguez dumps it into the corner. Pass back to Samoskevich. Here's the shot from the point. Up there on Halverson. Big rebound. Comes to the near boards.
That was a rocket from Petrie.
Out of the corner. Florida sets it up again with 15 seconds remaining in the man advantage. Pass across, looking for a tip, ends up in the corner with Verhaeghe. Carter Verhaeghe, his shot's blocked, and it's cleared by Finley.
Good stick by Lilleberg in front of the net. That diagonal pass had a chance to be a scoring chance, and he had his man and stick up in the air. It's good defensive play.
So it remains 2-1. The go-ahead goal scored on the power play, which has now been changed, Brian, to Marchand. So there you go. You were correct.
Well, here we go.
Yeah, something's going to happen here. It is Carlisle. Well, there's a whole bunch of guys going at it. Cunning's in there as well. And now Radish and Greer square off. Radish having something to say about Greer's actions in the first period. Oh, and he lands a right.
Yeah, a couple of big ones there. Yeah, Greer's the one. They wanted a piece of him for what he did to Hagel. But it started with Carlisle really getting in there too. And they're still jawing at each other. So Carlisle started, and Gadjevich jumped in there. And Gadjevich came from left field when Carlisle didn't even see him coming at first. So they had to sort that out. Okay, so top of the screen is where the gloves come off right off the bat. And see, that's where Gadjevich comes in on Carlisle, pulls him off. Now everybody's got somebody, but there were some haymakers, all right. The title bout was this one. Radish and Greer. Radish is strong.
No minor for roughing 67. Tampa 43. Florida 12. 5 minutes each for fighting.
Over the years, we've seen this in preseason. We've seen it in regular season. We've seen it in playoffs. We've had partial bench clearings. We've, all 5 guys on the ice go at it at times. This is going back 5 years, if it's gone back 1. And you can see everybody was pretty wired up for this one, and before the puck was even started. And then when you get that first altercation or two, and now the Lightning knowing that Hagel is obviously not back on the bench yet, so whatever happened to him when he got suckered was not good, and looks like they're keeping him out the rest of the way.
Crowded penalty boxes. Listen, the head coach, John Cooper, he has talked about it, that his group is unhappy with the way things have developed. The Florida Panthers have flipped the script in this state, and they've been pushing the Panthers or the Lightning around a little bit, and they want to reset things this season, and it's starting tonight.
Yeah, it's not going to be once. It's not going to be twice. Look at Yanni Gourde right there, too, with Reinhart. Yanni will go at it verbally. I mean, he's always so wired into a game. He doesn't care what time of year it is. October or May.
And now Gadjevich is being shown the gate, making the skate across the ice. So Jonah Gadjevich to the Panthers bench. Maybe not out of the game. No, he's just going back to the bench. So there is definitely some confusion over there.
Now even he raised his eyebrows there on that one. Well, he's the one that came in at Carlisle and grabbed him out of when Carlisle was otherwise engaged.
So Carlisle is the only one who ends up with the extra 2. And so it's a power play again for Florida.
Yeah, because he started and put his gloves down on the ice before anything even got going with Greer.
Could be a long night, partner. Florida steps back into the zone. Here is Ekblad into the middle, and it comes back to the line for Jones. Jones to Aaron Ekblad. Shot blocked from Bennett, and another scrap, and now Ekblad is being met by Yanni Gourde, and down he goes. Gourde taking Ekblad down, and he's not finished quite yet.
You know what that's about. I mean, it was nothing Ekblad did. That was about last year, and the hit by Ekblad on Hagel. And I don't think I don't think it's the last time that there's going to be guys running at Ekblad. Cernak comes out and blocks a shot. I think he got shaken up on the play too. Oh yeah, no wonder. Ramped right up his stick and got him right in the face. So I saw him going off. Yeah, and then the cheek. Jeez. And then Gord comes up to Ekblad, and Ekblad was ready for it. And you see the scrum that happened afterwards.
5 Florida, 4 minutes for roughing. 37 Tampa, 4 minutes for roughing.
So matching a double minors for Gord and Ekblad, and there is no room to sit in the Lightning penalty box anymore. There's lots of room to sit on their player bench.
Well, I mean, Ekblad's been around the block, and he's no dummy. He knows how the Lightning feel about him in particular. So I'm sure he's going to be ready every single shift that's out there, because he's going to know that somebody's coming after him. Might not be this shift, might be the next, whatever, but he knows that he's going to be marked for the whole Hagel situation last year.
So power play remains for the Panthers. 134 worth of power play time. So right down where they are dropping the puck at ringside, we got Pat Maroon on the headset. Pat, you gotta weigh in on this. Like, what are you seeing here? This isn't just a run-of-the-mill preseason game, is it?
No, it's not. And you got to tip your hat to Carlisle there. And I'm kind of mad at AJ Greer. He did some. I mean, that was cheap shots by him. Hagel wasn't even paying attention. That he can't answer the bell like that. To me, Carlisle just gained a lot of respect in that locker room for doing that. I mean, I think he just probably earned a spot to make in this lineup, and well deserved. I mean, AJ Greer gets. I mean, I like what they're doing right now. He deserves every minute of that.
Yeah, it's a contact sport, and whether people like fighting or don't like fighting, Patty, you know what it's like. Intimidation is a big part of NHL hockey.
No, it is. I think that's why it's in the game. I think for stuff like that to happen to Brendan Hagel, you know, a star player for the Tampa Bay Lightning, I think it's BS. And Carlisle took it into his own hands, and I loved every second. And then Ratty stepped up and got some nice licks in. So you got to love this stuff.
Yeah, and that is on the heels, of course, Pat, of what happened to Hagel in the playoffs last year, that he got knocked out of that series in Game 4.
Yeah, exactly. And you never want to see a player get hurt. He hasn't returned, like you guys said, Dave and Brian, and it's unfortunate he hasn't returned yet. And that's, you know, it stems from what happened last year. And I love what Gordo just did there to Ekblad. So, I mean, I love the response by Tampa Bay. You know, this is why Tampa Bay has always been a great hockey team. They always stick together as a group.
Well, certainly when you were wearing the jersey, that was the mentality of everybody. You always stuck up for one another, especially if anybody got near your goaltender.
Yeah, absolutely. You want to make your bench feel a little bit bigger, a little bit tougher. You want to make sure everyone's capable of doing anything. You know, you'll have your guy that kind of stands up for everyone, but that guy's supposed to make you feel your bench a little bit bigger and taller. And I think they just did a good job of that. And you need that in the game. And we're going to see some rough stuff. This is not going to end. So it's going to be fun.
Look at this. Chaffee, Moser, they're engaged. There's a penalty call coming up for a cross-check. Chaffee's hot.
Moser's going for the original penalty, and he didn't pick his spot real well. That was back by the Lightning net, sort of behind the play. That's the original penalty. And then all this stuff along the wall here. Lilleberg's in there. He's all wrapped up. I can't see who that is for Florida.
Brian and Dave, I don't think we're going to finish this hockey game.
Yeah, if you cancel your post-game plans or at least push them back.
Well, it's for Hagee, okay. Samoskevich was in there. It's hard to tell which is the Lightning bench. There's more guys on this side of the ice than there is on the other. So here's Moser. Here's the original penalty. He gets hit by Lundell, and then Lundell makes it look really good. I mean, but it's a cross check. That's the original call. So Moser knows he's going to the penalty box, And so he wants a piece of Sam Miscavige. Then Chafee drops him.
Number 11, 4 minutes for roughing.
Well, the mic keeps cutting in and out. We'll sort that one out. Pat, were you with the Lightning? I can't recall. A few years ago, the game in Orlando against Florida in the preseason, and things got crazy when Corey Perry started stirring things up. Were you in that game?
Oh yeah, I was out there with Pears.
There you go.
I mean, we had a nice line brawl there. Everyone was, and then we had a dog pile at the end of it. So, unfortunately, Achari got hurt there, but yeah, I mean, this is stemming, like you said, 5 years ago, Dave and Brian. I mean, this has been going on for quite some time now. And, you know, you just love to see it. And I just love the pushback by the Tampa Bay Lightning. You knew they're going to push back, show some team toughness, and that's what it's all about. You know, as during these times with like a teammate like Hagel goes down, it's all about sticking together and sticking up for each other. And they've done a good job of that this period.
Look at the Lightning penalty box. I mean, when's the last time you saw? You can't even see everybody in there. There's so many people crowded into that space. This is old school. This is slapshot right here.
6 guys. There's lots of room on the other bench.
Yeah.
We have to bring them a coffee. They might be sitting there for a bit.
And they are still sorting things out. Yeah, you know, you go back, Pat, to that very first playoff meeting between Florida and Tampa Bay. One of the best series I've ever seen live. Brian and I broadcast that series that you guys won, and ever since then, this rivalry was taken to a new level.
Yeah, and I think we swept them that round, right? Or was it?
No. You're thinking of the next year. The first year, I think it was a 6-game.
The 6 game. Yeah, we won in 6 games. I mean, that was a bloodbath. I think everyone was tuned in. I think that's when it kind of all started there. It might have stemmed from that last game, if I'm correct, or when I kind of went sideways there on Montour and I got suspended for the last game. So, I think there was a lot of things and what was said and what was going on, but I mean, this is what hockey's all about here, and these are 2 rivalries going at it, and you just love to see it. But you never want to see someone get hurt. I'm just going to keep bringing that up because I think that was a selfish play. That's the stuff you want to take out of hockey. I mean, that's just weakness to me, what AJ Greer did, and this is what it's all stemmed from. It might have stemmed from last year with Ekblad, but that was way worse in my opinion.
This was taking a while to sort out. Now Chafee is going across the ice, and he's going to remain on the bench as well. So they're getting some extra room in the penalty box, but it is still 4-on-4 for the moment. Carlisle still has 3 minutes remaining in his minor. The announcements were, didn't really hear them clearly, so. So we're back underway. Let's see what happens next. Long shot over the glove of Halverson, and puck picked up by Bjorkstrand. 2-1 Panthers on a power play goal that's been changed back now to Seth Jones. They've awarded it to 3 different guys so far. And right now Jones is the goal scorer on the power play. Shovel up the boards and down the ice. As now it's the Lightning with the power play for another minute 20. Both Hagel and Chernak out of the game right now. Chernak from blocking a shot moments ago. At the line, held in by Crozier. He'll go across to Jake Guentzel. Guentzel's got a power play goal tonight. Here is Braden Point. Point down low, Guentzel, Point go back and forth, up top to Crozier. Point walks it into the high slot, pass back to Guentzel, got away, but he taps it around the corner, waiting for it is Kucherov. Crozier. Point into the middle, and missing on the tip there was Bjorkstrand. Good hold in there by Crozier, just barely keeping it in.
And doing a good job, too, of working the other side of the ice like I was talking about before. They're getting it to Braden Point on the left wing side instead of to Kucherov because they want to jump on Kucherov so quickly to give Kucherov a little bit of room if they can get the puck to him.
Stood up the line and separated there by Kulikov. Now Kucherov, nice little backhand feed to Point. Point taps it back over to Crozier, who dumps it in. Dying seconds of this Lightning man advantage. Now here is Lilleberg. Lilleberg into the corner, met by Kucherov, walks it out, slides it across, and it's tipped just wide by Guentzel.
That's the second one right on the edge of the crease where Guentzel just can't quite find the handle, even though he does have a goal in this game already.
Teams back at even strength. Power play is over. And now here comes Rodriguez with a shot. It is blocked. Carlisle back in the action. Lighting up the ice. Pass into the middle. 2-on-1 developing here. Here's James trying to go to the outside on Petrie. Loose puck on the side of the net. Picked up by Florida. The advanced pass up ahead to Bennett. Sam Bennett steps in, centers it across, and it's behind for Higgy. Oh, big hit at the end of that play. That was Chafee. As he just laid out. Is that for Higgy over there? Yes, it is.
Yeah, you can hear the boards move on that one.
Now Connor Geekie. Geekie's been involved tonight as well. Swings that one around the boards. Geekie down low, getting leaned on there by Lostarinen. Past the midway point of this second period.
Hey, Patty, what a lot of guys will do, including you, I know in the past.
Big stop by Halverson. Beautiful hit save with the right pad.
I know a tactic you would use back in the day is you can talk to guys on the other team and go, okay, fine, you got my guy. And one of their tough guys come to you and you go, yeah, it's not you I'm going to get, it's that guy. That number 12 over there, or that number 15. That's the guy I'm going to get.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that's the way you got to respond to that. If they're going to go after our star players, I'm going to grab your guy. I'm going to let you know, too, and Coop's going to put me out there.
And he did. Centering attempt was cut off. As we're going to stretch without a whistle here after nothing but whistles and penalties. In towards the net, knocked down by Halverson. And this pass, missed the mark, and another scrap. This is Gadjevich, who has dropped the gloves with Carlisle. Declan Carlisle takes down Jonah Gadjevich.
Gadjevich has been around the block when it comes to chucking the knuckles, and he got in some shots. That was well away from the play. But again, Carlisle, you pointed out, was involved big time and responded really well after all the stuff prior. And it looks like Gadjevich wanted a piece of him behind the play.
All right, Patty, we're going to let you get back upstairs to the mark. I can't wait to hear what you and Ryan have to say after this second period. So thanks for joining us here.
Thanks, Dave. Thanks, Brian. I just gained a lot of respect for Carlisle.
Yep.
2-1, Florida. It's an eventful one again.
Some action other than fighting in the last shifts out there. It started with Mitch Chafee. He's a big, sturdy guy. He can skate. He plays physical. Big hit on Verhaeghe. There's nothing wrong with that hit. There was no penalty. And then the big save here by Halverson. This is Marchand coming in, coming right across the top of the crease, and then that right leg kicks out. And there's Carlisle going at it with Gadjevich. Gadjevich has been in the middle of a lot of stuff here. He's a pretty experienced guy when it comes to chucking the knuckles here, and he and Carlisle go at it pretty good. But like the big rig said, he's got a lot of respect for what Carlisle's done here, responding to some of the stuff that's gone on in the game.
74 minutes in penalties combined so far tonight. 2 fights. And there's still 8:43 to go here in this second period in a 2-1 game. Face off deep inside the Florida zone. Into the slot, and it got through Bjorkstrand. Power play for the Lightning. And here comes Darren Radish, who had that big fight with Greer earlier in this period. Pass off a stick, and it comes back out through center.
Yeah, just off a little bit. Entries on the power play. That's a big part of the power play. You've got to get it in there consistently. Big turnover.
Turned over, short-handed, and Rodriguez, or no, that was Lostarinen again, who fired it high. He's already got one short-handed goal tonight.
Yeah, that just started, and Lostarinen and now Kucherov with some cross-checks and some words, but they get separated. Those cross-ice passes, when you don't have much speed at the offensive blue line, Lostarinen's too smart for that, and he picked that one off.
Yeah, Lostarinen was having a conversation there with Cooch. All bets are off if Cooch drops the glove tonight. Here's Point. Point to Gensel. And the puck rolls into the corner where it's going to be off the stick of Ekblad and then lifted down the ice by Florida. Racing up the ice, Boqvist. 35 seconds to go, the man advantage. Here comes Chafee with a burst of speed through center ice. Stops up just inside the line. Winds it around. Petrie hard along the boards, blocked by Geekie. And Geekie comes in heavily on Petrie at the end of the play and gave him a hard hit.
Yeah, Petrie's quickly finding out, like, geez, you guys play like this against each other all the time? Coming over from Detroit.
Yeah. He's certainly been in some rivalry games. Here's Geekie with a burst. And the puck just got away from him. Back to the line again. Moser to Chafee. Chafee can't quite center it. Verhaeghe's out of the box. Lightning power play over. There's a shot off the shoulder of Tarasov and out of play. 6:34 to go here at Benchmark International Arena. 2-1 Panthers on Scripps Sports. Welcome back to Tampa. The countdown to opening night is sponsored by Fidelity Wealth Management. 7 days from now, we hope to see the Big Cat, Andrei Vasilevsky, in the net as the Tampa Bay Lightning will face the Ottawa Senators. We've got an hour-long pregame show. We'll be on the air at 6 Eastern Time. And, of course, Brian and I will have the call for you, the first of 2 home games, one on Thursday, one on Saturday. That's next week. Erik Cernak is back after blocking that shot earlier in the second period.
Yeah, those are nasty. It was a shot that ramped up as his own blade, I think. You see his cheek there. He got a couple of stitches. It's not the stitches that hurt, though. That cheekbone, man, the blow to your head, that is really tough. Good to see him out there. It didn't affect his vision, or they wouldn't have him back out there.
76.
In a game like this, good to have his presence back out there again.
No doubt about that. 76 games for Cernak last year, Brian. He stayed on the ice, repartnered with Ryan McDonough. The shutdown pairing was very effective. Lilleberg shot, kick saved by Tarasov. Cirelli and Chafee trying to dig that puck out. Gonzalez is there as well. And it comes free for Gustav Forsling. Flipped into the corner. Lilleberg is there. Hard around. Reinhart lets it roll back to Ekblad. His drive hits a body in front. Cernak gets on top of that. Quickly pass up to Chafee. Chafee moves it. Over the far side there. Gonzalez having a difficult time with Forsling, and another penalty call coming up. A stick came up and more of this. Looked like Forsling's stick came up high. There's Ekblad again right in the middle of things, and we got another pileup, Brian.
Yeah. Yeah, there was, I mean, everybody started pushing and shoving. And it's the guys who come in from out of your field of vision. Those are the ones that can really do damage to you. Lilleberg's, he's the guy I'm looking at to see what he ends up doing. Lilleberg's not afraid to fight, that's for sure. I don't think he's got a willing combatant there in Forsling. I could be wrong.
When Emil Lilleberg emerged on the scene here with the Lightning, we learned 2 things about him very quickly. He can hit and he can fight.
Yeah. And just when he thought it was over, it's not. A couple of more gloves in the face. Ostereinen's been in center of a few things. Well, everybody has. Yeah, Emil Lilleberg, as you said, I mean, he's a big hitter. When I talked to him even last year and said, yeah, I like to hit, and he's good at it, and he has a reputation around the league because he has just clocked a couple of guys all around the league who don't know him yet. And he said, yeah, I know. He said, when you hit big, guys get mad. And yes, they do. So he has taken boxing lessons in the past just to learn how to defend himself and control himself, because he said, I know the NHL level, that's what happens.
Referees tonight, Michael Markovic and Jean Hebert, have certainly had their hands full. I'm sure they had an idea it could get like this, but the summary here is getting quite long. with all the penalties. Cirelli is back in the box. Sitting down beside Carlisle, still serving his 5-minute major for fighting.
Tampa 41, minor penalty, high stick. Florida number 5 has got a 10, and 71 Tampa also has a 10-minute misconduct.
So Cirelli and Ekblad both pick up misconducts. They're out of the game for well into the third period.
Yeah, they came in after the fact. That's why they get the 10-minuters. Okay, so here's Chaffee with the high stick, catches Forsling. So Forsling's angry. He's not really a fighter, as you can see. He didn't do anything. But then there's Cirelli, and Ekblad's off to the side, and then it's going to escalate. Ekblad grabs a gun. Solve this, I think, here. Yeah. Gets him at a disadvantage and pushes him over backwards. And then Cirelli and everybody else is in there trying to help.
So bottom line is Florida with another power play. This will be power play number 6 for them. They're 1 for 5 on the power play goal that they scored, which is the go-ahead goal right now, and they're still keeping that with Seth Jones. Finally, we're going to drop the puck. Bennett to square off for the Panthers in the Lightning zone, and he pulls it back against Finley. Here's Marchand. Across to Seth Jones. Near side to Bennett. Jones holds alive, snaps a wrist shot. It is blocked, and the rebound is sent down by Gord.
Jones trying to do a repeat of the second goal of the game for them that they scored. Marchand always really good in front of the net. It was a big-time screen, but that one didn't get through.
Reinhart fires it in, and Crozier does get it out. All the way down. Tarasov is going to leave it here, back of his net.
Jones and Marchand, of course, huge additions to Florida right around the trade deadline last year, and big reasons why they were able to pull the Stanley Cup victory off.
And you know what's ironic? With all that's been going on tonight, we haven't really seen Marchand get into any of this stuff yet.
No, true.
He's made a career out of this stuff. Here's Crozier again with a chance to clear, and down it goes.
Yeah, good read there by Crozier. Good positioning, realizing where the danger is, and getting into position, getting the puck down the ice.
Rodriguez goes rink wide, and the Panthers can't get it in cleanly. Good work by Gord, disrupting that entry. And now here's Gord, short-handed, trying to flip it in front for James, and the pass did not get through. Now the puck is free for Finley. Finley resets it back. Flipped out through center, picked up by Rodriguez. He's got Samoskevich with him. He'll whip it in. Halverson took a look at trying to clear it himself. Instead, it goes into the corner. Chernak battling for it. Picked up by Boquist, and he had Rodriguez open. Back to the point for Forsling. Chaffee hustling back into the play. Samoskevich with a shot. Another good shot blocked there by Chernak. Chipped out by Finley.
That was a big block by Chernak. So good at getting in exactly the shooting lane. Well, another altercation near side boards. This one's not going to go very far.
Yeah.
Finley in it.
Finley and Forsling. Finley was having a discussion, and Forsling didn't want any part of it. And we'll sort out any more calls when we come back. Back at Benchmark International Arena, the call against Jack Finley is 2 minutes for unsportsmanlike and a 10-minute misconduct. So the referees are clearly trying to settle things down.
Yeah.
As Finley was trying to go to Gustav Forsling into something, and Forsling was just saying, I'm not doing that.
Yeah, Forsling's not a fighter, and he has not been willing to engage. Guys have been in his face a couple of times, and he's just not going to go there. So Finley tried to push it, and so he got the extra on top of it. So it's been quite a list of penalty minutes for sure, doled out on both sides here. The referees, they're on their third in the timekeeper. It must be on about their fourth sheet of paper.
It has now officially hit 100 minutes in penalties between these two teams tonight. Still 3.5 to go in a long second period. I think the boys up in the mark getting ready to do the second intermission. They might have had to order a snack. It's been a wait. So the face-off will be to the right of Halverson, and again another power play for Florida. This is power play number 7 for them. These two teams will play for the first time in the regular season for real in mid-November. Now when it's at Sunrise, and they face each other twice in December. First meeting here is in December.
And they go to Sunrise on Saturday.
Yeah, for the last preseason meeting. And will we see Andrei Vasilevsky get a preseason game in? We'll have to wait and see.
Yeah, they're hoping, and they're thinking he's certainly inching closer to getting there. And I'm sure he and they would both like to get him one game.
Yeah, because there'd be a long wait for that regular season opener, right, on Thursday night. In the corner, centering pass off a lightning stick. Chaffee chops at that one and just gets it out past Seth Jones. Jones winding his way up the ice. Here's Sam Reinhart. Reinhart throws it across. Now Jones. Near side for Samoskevich. His shot is deflected up and out of play. And now a word from Weather Tight Mike.
Genius.
Well, there's so much emotion in a game, and when a game goes sideways this much, you don't see it very often anymore. But you know, the whole strategy, technique of the game, the skills part of the game, that has to be sort of reestablished. Everybody's on high alert, trying to get a feel back. It's hard to see either team make 3 passes in a row to get any kind of momentum and speed going offensively.
Marchand shoved off the puck there by Crozier, picked up, center pass, goes off a skate. Karam's right in towards Brandon Halverson, and he was ready for that. He covers up and hangs on.
Well, one of the few scrum that didn't escalate into anything. The referees will be, you know, verbally will be sending a lot of messages. The benches, the coaches, the players on the ice. And we've already seen, you know, that 10-minute misconduct to Finley, because it's gotten to the point where they've had enough. So usually what the refs do is they go, okay, whoever wants to do that next time around, you're going to get a 10. And then they back it up. And apparently that's what happened. Finley was the first one to do it. Tried to instigate something, didn't stop. And so he got a 2 and a 10.
They're going to redo this face-off to the right of Halverson. And in terms of evaluation, I mean, that's part of what these games are about. They want to look at some guys in different spots, different combinations. Well, that goes out the window too, doesn't it? In a game like this.
It does, but also there's an evaluation on how do the guys play. And when you're down at ice level and on the bench, you can tell players who are playing into it and players who are playing carefully. And so that tells you something as well. So maybe it's not, you know, the X's and O's, or how did you do, you know, making plays, as that one goes up over the glass. How did you do making plays and on the attack and all that? Yeah, that's been taken away at least momentarily. But another big part of the game is it's a team sport. So everything is measured by coaches.
I thought that was going to be a penalty, but apparently it caught a bit of the glass, and there is no puck over glass penalty. So the face-off stays inside the blue line. And it remains a 5-on-4. Good face-off win there by Gord. Pulls it back, Chaffee. Banks that one into the corner. Carlisle up the boards and down the ice. Gord giving chase there against Forsling. Forsling out in front of his own net, but he's such a good skater. He can do that. And good cutoff play there by Gensel, and back down it goes.
Yeah, Gensel and Gord have been paired together several occasions here on the penalty kill. Ooh, Yanni Gord hit skates there with Kulikov. That was dangerous. I think Gord was okay, although he is going to the bench.
Florida steps back in. Teams back to 5-on-5. And here comes Point. Point at center. Cut off of the line. Rodriguez just gets back on side. That pass doesn't get through. Now here comes a 2-on-1. It's Kucherov. He's got Gensel wide. Kucherov in, across to Gensel. Rebound. Scores! Brayden Point following up, buries it, and ties the game.
Tarasov's got a lot of motion in his game in goal. And because of that, he gets victimized this time. He covers a lot of ground. But on the initial attack here, it's Kucherov, and that's the guy you want to have the puck. Kulikov, the lone man back. Kucherov still gets it through him. Kulikov knows that Kucherov wants to make the play. Threads that through. That's the third time in a scoring situation that Gensel's just had bad luck. But it turns out all right for Brayden Point. You see the goaltender, Tarasov, that's what I'm talking about. He ends up turning the wrong way around. I haven't seen that in a long time. And Brayden Point made sure that one went in to tie the game.
So Point and Gensel on the scoreboard here for the Lightning. That's the first goal scored 5-on-5. Final minute of the period, sponsored by Anajar and Levine. I was wondering if we're ever going to get to the final minute of this period. Pass across, pumped in there by Moser. Over on the boards, kept in by James. James given a bump there, and it comes away outside the blue line. Gadjevich banks it off the wall. Boquist just gets it inside the line. And that pass gets away and rolls right to James. Here comes James trying to wind it up, puts it in towards the Florida net, swept away to Jones. Dying seconds out of the period, and Cunnin dumps it in. And then he was clipped by Chafee at the end of that play as well. One more shot, one more save by Halverson. A lengthy penalty-filled, fight-filled second period. And on the scoreboard, it is 2-2. Jones and Point are your goal scorers as we send it down to Paul Kennedy and the boys.
It was Carlisle.
Yeah, we're doing some accounting here, trying to decide. A lot was going on there with the fights and A.J. Greer and Carlisle and who did you say, Radish?
Yeah, a lot of boys stepping up. It's a response you want to see. Guys care for each other.
Big Rig, Patty Maroon, and along with Ryan Malone, two heavyweights in the National Hockey League. I'm Paul Kennedy. By my accounting, 110 minutes in penalties, 33 in all, 4 misconduct majors in this. Impressions of the toughness shown by Tampa Bay, the determination.
Yeah, I mean, this is a great response by them. This is the period that we were hoping for. When me and Bugs were talking about, I mean, this is called team toughness right here. Someone obviously gets hurt. You never want to see someone get hurt, but someone goes out there and finds a way to get it done. I swear it was Carlisle that kind of started that scrum, but he thinks it's Radish. So we're going back and forth right now. Either way, Carlisle and Radish stepped up in big time.
All right, yeah,
Okay, here we go. Bugsy, who's right or wrong?
All right,
yes.
You're right. You're 100% right.
You said that Carlisle, you had just gained a lot of respect for Carlisle.
Oh, but that was the other fight. But this is where Greer should have turned around and fought him like a man instead of skating away again. And that's where, like, you can't have these cheap shots and expect to then skate away. You know it's going to come. Answer the bell. You fight. Go have a beer after later. You earn the respect. Doesn't matter if you win or lose. You drop your gloves. You earn the respect for your teammates around the league. Do it the right way.
I agree, Bugsy.
Two more qualified experts to enjoy this game with than Bugsy and the Big Rig. Coming up on our Suncoast Credit Union Intermission Report, you see what lies in store.
You back inside, the score 2-2 between the Florida Panthers and the Tampa Bay Lightning. Dave Randorf back with you along with Brian Engblom. And Brian, if that third period is anything like the second, somebody's going to need to call Dan Newland. I think there could be an issue. I mean, there's really nothing else to talk about other than the penalties and the fights in this game. It's the rivalry even in the preseason.
Yeah, there's no way to tell how it's going to go. Sometimes it just takes off and, you know, there's more stuff with every whistle. And other times, you know, you see a third period and they just play hockey and they play it out. These two teams will decide. Here's the laundry list of the penalty minutes so far. Greer leading the way, Ekblad 14, Cirelli 14, Finley 12, and on down the list for a grand total of 112 minutes in penalties, and that's just through 2 periods. So these two teams represent 4 of the last 6 Stanley Cups. Their core guys know, the game really well offensively. They know how to make plays. They know how to score goals. They know how to play defense. And they also know the physical parts of the game. And that's been evident in tonight's game, even though this is October, the beginnings of it. We haven't even seen the start to the regular season. And this is how they line up to play against each other. You gotta love it. Are you ready for the regular season? Yeah, these two teams are showing they are.
You saw Luke Cunnin there in the box. He was given a minor for slashing right at the end of the second period to add to the total. So it is a Lightning power play to start this third period and a chance to get the lead. They have not had the lead yet in this game. There is Nico Mikkola, goes to the back end and throws this one all the way down the ice. Move back up quickly.
Offside. I think that was barely offside. So just getting back in gear again. The big line, by the way, Gensel has a goal and Braden Point has a goal. It's a 2-2 hockey game. Kucherov, of course, in on that goal on that 2-on-1 near the end of the period. Nice pass to Gensel, and then Braden Point cleaned it up. Those are not the guys that you want to get involved when it comes to chucking the knuckles. You don't want any hands bloodied too much or injuries to the hands of your top players.
No, and we've already seen Brandon Hagel leave this game in the first period, and now Erik Cernak is not on the bench either. He blocked the shot in the second, came back after some repairs, but right now he's not on the bench.
Yeah, that blow to the cheekbone, that's what I was saying, that those are really tough, and sometimes after a little bit of time, you start to have those headaches and whatever, and so they're going to play it really safe with Cernak and not have him out.
Here comes Gensel, right side, takes the shot, scores! What a shot by Jake Gensel. Power play goal, his second goal of the game, and it is 3-2 Tampa Bay.
Yeah, don't forget about the skill, and we got that. That'll set a tone here now. You needed something to happen other than somebody punching somebody else in the head, and it's Jake Gensel coming in off his off wing. So you get that stick blade in the middle of the ice, and not off to the boards, and Tarasov hasn't seen a shot like that in a while. He's in okay position, but that one just plain beat him. That's slow-mo, you're looking at it. That just jumped off the blade. And Tarasov thought he had it, but perfect position, over the pad a little bit, underneath the blocker. And Lightning are up 3-2.
65 seconds into the third period, and it's their second power play goal of the night. Both of them scored by Gensel. And it's 3-2 Tampa Bay. You're right, that's a great way to describe it. It really jumped off his stick indeed, and his off wing really snapped it. Back of the point, Crozier puts this one across. Lilleberg into the corner, and Kulikov takes the hit. Verhaeghe pushed back as well. That puck is turned over to Chaffee as the Lightning pushing for more. We're just getting official word now from the Lightning that Hagel will not return tonight. That official word coming now from the team. Here's Crozier back of his own net. Max Crozier making a bid to stay here and make this team out of camp, along with Declan Carlisle, two depth defensemen. Both got a taste of the NHL last season. Back in the line, and one-time attempt there by Carlisle, but his stick exploded on him. Now he's going to hustle back with no stick. Panthers up the ice. Pass off the blade there of Gadjevich. Here's Carlisle back in the action. Mikkola up near point. Sends that one down low. Carlisle cuts his man off. And in comes Gensel to help out. Players digging for that puck, and it comes free for Jake Gensel. Gensel up the ice with Geekie and point. He'll drop it off to Geekie. Snapped across. Moser with a drive and a glove save made by Tarasov. Well, you're invited to Open House Weekend at Benchmark International Arena. Events include a watch party Friday, October 17th, and a Maren Morris concert on Saturday, the 18th. Free entry, big energy, unforgettable moments. Claim your tickets now at benchmarkinternationalarena.com/open house.
Over the last many seasons, Lightning have always been very good on the rush. That last rush was outstanding. Really good execution. D-men getting up on the rush, that's always part of it.
Shot clock heavily in favor of the Lightning, 28-13. And they have their first lead of the night on the goal by Gensel early here in the third period. This one rolls in towards Tarasov. He'll steer it into the corner. Tipped aside by Petrie up the boards. And now at center it's Bennett. Bennett's another guy who loves this type of game, but he hasn't really been front and center in any of this stuff either.
I was thinking the same thing.
He will be, though, in the regular season. They'll meet 4 times in the regular season. Into the corner goes Gord. Gord and Chafee up there, the forecheck. Kulikov has got it now. Dmitry Kulikov, 17th season for the Russian-born defenseman. Here's Gonzalez. Cuts back, drops it off. Crozier to Gord with a one-timer. As he snapped that one, and Tarasov fought that off. Chafee into the boards with Kulikov, ends up with Carlisle. Carlisle spins it back. Chafee, nice move, got the puck back, moves in, down low, give and go, back out in front for Chafee, another drive, and that shot goes wide from Crozier and bounces down the ice. Good flurry again by the Lightning.
And Crozier's been really aggressive again. I like the way he's played. He's gotten involved when there's been altercations anywhere near him. He had not been shy in that department. He's been up on the play several times. He's got some good shots away. All that's important. He's showing the whole bag of tricks that he has and not afraid to play in a game like this that's really rough.
9 goals for Crozier last season. Led Syracuse in that department.
Yeah, 9 goals for a defenseman in any league. That's good stuff. He's got a really good shot. But he likes the offensive side of it. He's slick with the puck. He knows how to get back in his own zone, how to move his feet and stay on the move. His positioning is good. And in today's game, playing defense, that's a big part of it. You don't have to be huge in the rough and tough department. He's not afraid of taking his man out physically. I've watched him in front of the net, covering his man who does not yet have the puck. In other words, in front of the net, away from the play. Does he go to the right guy? Does he have him tied up before the play comes to him? Yeah, he does all that.
Ekblad surrounded by a couple of bolts. Here's Forsling. Forsling with a good pass up to Lostarinen. Spin move, backhand, waits, passes for Hagee. Is being checked there by Radish. Nice play by Eetu Lostarinen. Kucherov slides past Forsling but lost possession. And here's Crozier again, stepping up at his man, closing that lane.
Well, Forsling has not gotten involved, although several players have tried to get him involved in this. He stepped up on Kucherov looking for a big hit. That I would have guaranteed a melee had he made contact on that one.
Into the corner for Jeff Petrie.
This is not one of those games where you say the match was lit here. We've been through the whole book of matches here so far. There's nothing left. Everything was on fire for a while.
James, Geekie steered off into the corner by Mikula. Mikula is such a big, rangy guy. A lot of reach there for 6'6" Nico Mikula.
Oh, he's a heck of a player for them. And ever since they acquired him, he's been a big key to their defensive play and big reasons they've won their cups.
James was cut down, and that's going to cause a response as well. Gadjevich is going to fight for the second time, and this is Gonzalez, who's way out of his weight class in this scrap, but he's taken the challenge anyway.
Yeah, I don't think he liked the leg that was flipped out there on the hit. And so Gonsalves jumped in right away. Gadjevich is an experienced fighter. See, Lilleberg's in there trying to get Greer to go, but Greer's not in the mood for it here. But Lilleberg's going, hey, you want a piece of me? Here's the leg. Yeah, that's leg on leg, and that's where you end up possibly getting some really serious injuries. Good on James for sensing it, but that's nasty when a guy's leg slips out like that. Looks like James is okay. I didn't see him limping badly. See Lilleberg now with Bennett at center ice saying, yeah, I'm ready for any one of you guys, but nobody's taking on Lilleberg right at the moment.
So, as you saw, there was actually a very nice goal scored at the other end by Connor Geekie. I'll be honest, I was watching at the other end with the altercation. I'm not even sure if this goal was counted, whether a whistle went or not.
I'm not sure either. I didn't see the finish of the play either because all heck was breaking loose at the other end of the ice. Hopefully for Connor Geekie's sake, especially with a move like this against an experienced defenseman like Seth Jones, and then pay it off. That's what I've been talking about Connor Geekie. This guy's a goal scorer. I mean, he's got touch, and look at the fire in his belly there. It counts.
Yeah, they're announcing the goal. It's on the board, so it looks like it is 4-2 on the goal by Geekie. But how about Gage Gonsalves wasting no time stepping in against Jonah Gadjevich, who is, he's been around, as you've said already tonight. And he's fought plenty.
Yeah, he's got experience for sure. And that was a tough fight. Sometimes you got to take a couple. And Gage Gonsalves he's always kind of got that aw shucks feel about him, and he's always got a smile and a shrug of the shoulders there. You can see talking to Finley in the penalty box, but he did the right thing. You got to show up. It's better if you win, but you got to show up. Now it looks like he's getting the escort to the locker room.
Look at the Lightning bench. Yeah. Everybody who's remaining on it is on their feet after Gage Gonsalves dropped the mitts with Gadjevich there in response to Dominic James taking that knee. And seems to be some confusion here.
Yeah.
Why is he staying on the bench? I don't get it. Didn't he just get into a fight?
Yeah, I guess
they ruled it wasn't a fight. I must have. That's the call. We haven't heard any announcement. There's lots going on right now, Brian.
Yeah, it's been tough for the referees, that's for sure. A lot. Just trying to keep track of it.
Because Gadjevich got kicked out, and he probably got a major. He certainly got a game misconduct for his knee.
And I feel bad for Geekie. I mean, that was a beautiful goal, and I missed it. I got to say, I didn't see it in real time and so I didn't have an exact sense of when the whistle went, but the horn went, and then on the replay we showed you that's a heck of a goal. To make a spin around move against an experienced guy like Seth Jones. Keep your composure, keep the puck, and then just spoon it top shelf on the far side. That's great stuff from Geekie.
There's been so much going on behind the play in this game. But Geekie gets the goal. It is 4-2 Lightning. 2 goals here in the third period. And we haven't had any kind of announcement, so may just be giving up on that whole thing.
Yeah, I'm not sure about the Gonsalves thing either. Yeah, he's over on the bench. I thought he was getting kicked out, but no, he's on the bench.
And it is 5-on-5, so we're back underway here. I don't know what the record for longest preseason game is, but this one may challenge it. Here is Boquist down the ice, bouncing puck, and Halverson stands his ground and keeps it out. 13:08 to go here in the third period. The Lightning scored twice in the final frame, including this beauty by Connor Geekie to make it 4-2. Scripps Sports wants to remind you to tune in next Thursday as the Lightning open the regular season with an Atlantic Division matchup against Brady Tkachuk and the Ottawa Senators. Coverage begins at 6 p.m. with a special 1-hour pregame show opening night from Benchmark International Arena right here on Scripps Sports next Thursday.
Ottawa will be an interesting team to watch. They've got some good young talent. They're remaking themselves, and how far along are they going to get this year? They've got to take another step. Connor Geek. Connor, sorry we missed your goal. It was really nice in the replay. I was just thinking too, Oliver Bjorkstrand in the off-season went with his wife on African safari and saw a bunch of lions. I wonder if he's seen as many lions as he's seen panthers tonight.
Yeah, what a night it has been here tonight in downtown Tampa. And they're going to play again on Saturday in Sunrise. 4-2 Lightning. Well, you talk about that start against Ottawa, Brian. It is a busy schedule for everybody. The Lightning have a hectic schedule to begin. 6 games in 10 days, including 3 against Atlantic Division rivals, including that one right off the hop against Ottawa.
Yeah, and 4 of them on the road.
The Bolts are back on home ice October 9th for the regular season opener, so be there for the excitement. Thunder Alley opens at 3:45, so you can welcome the team as they walk the blue carpet. Grab your tickets now at TampaBayLightning.com. Gensel with a couple of goals tonight, both in the power play, picking up right where he left off, leading the league last year in that department with 17 of them.
I think everybody just sort of checking themselves here. We have been here a long time, and guys are running it still the same day.
Boquist handed another minor, and so it's another power play for the Lightning. Power play number 8. You know, 8 power plays. Yeah, happens all the time.
Yeah, well, it got better. It didn't start off very good. The first couple of power plays, puck movement wasn't there, but they've had a lot of practice.
Kucherov with a shot, whistles that one high and wide, and Radish trying to keep it in. Cannot. They get it right back. At center, Bjorkstrand taps it back to Kucherov to Radish. Radish, who got into a big scrap in the second period with A.J. Greer. Dropped back, but outside the blue line, and they'll all have to clear and re-enter. Bjorkstrand holds it in. Tees it up. Here's Kucherov down Main Street to Gensel. Gensel in front, but a sprawling Panther breaks that one up. That was Ekblad. Here's Gensel going back and forth. Radish. Point. Near side for Kucherov. Back to Radish, and that shot deflected wide. Here's Kucherov again. Kucherov slides it back down to the corner, then gets it right back, feeds it into the bumper. Tries to go across the point, and now Volsterinen has lost his stick. Kucherov shoots, and he just missed. As it goes off, I believe the post, and out of play.
Everything flowing through number 86. Good puck possession. Once the stick gets broken, that gives them an extra opportunity as well, too. I think Tarasov may have got a piece of that one. This is a hot shot by Kuch. And then I think it tweaked off the joint of the crossbar and the goalpost there, too. Nikita Kucherov. Last season, 46 power play points.
And he led the league in points again for the 2nd consecutive season.
And won the Ted Lidsey again for the 2nd time, which is a vote of the MVP of the league by the players.
Yep. Very prestigious award to win.
Yeah.
How many times do you hear quotes from players or see quotes where they say, if I'm watching another game on my night off, I'm watching the Lightning, I'm watching Kucherov.
Yeah. They learn a lot about his positioning, what he does. As fast as the game is, and it is incredibly fast, all the coaches talk about playing fast, the players talk about it, skate and moving the puck. A lot of times, though, Kucherov is moving the slowest of anybody on the ice. He's already in position. That tells you a lot, too, about He knows where to go, when to be there, and he takes advantage of people going too fast sometimes.
Panthers step back inside the line. Verhaeghe's shot is blocked by Crozier, who sticks with Carter Verhaeghe. Sent down. Verhaeghe, backdoor feed to Reinhart, hits the post. Short side, rattle it off the iron. Now Bjorkstrand tries to work it up the wall. James is over there. He collides with his man, but still makes the play to get it back for Tampa Bay. Past the midway point of the third period. Both goals in this frame scored by the Lightning. Another stick goes flying as Kulikov is racing back with another one down. Finley, his pass goes off a leg, and now Reinhart back in the other direction. Sam Reinhart all by himself up there while his line mates change. Long shot blocker aside by Halverson.
That was a big play by Petrie on that rush by the Lightning, because Florida's in trouble. One man without a stick. If that pass gets through, Petrie didn't allow it. Turned it up, and the Lightning players got caught. Otherwise, big outnumbered attack for the Lightning.
Here's Boqvist. Resets it back to Ekblad. He's got trouble handling it, and Chafee's on top of him in a hurry, but Ekblad recovered enough. Got some help from Forsling as well. Gasol was shoved there by Forsling. Chafee came in to administer another hit. And Boqvist dumps it down. Radish out from behind his own net, put it up to center for James. Finley at the blue line, going back and forth there with Mikkola. Now near side, slapped in by Crozier as he takes another hit from Luke Cunnin. And you still got Mikkola and Finley. And
Luke
in comes Cunnin again.
He's been in attack mode through most of this game. I just don't remember him being that player before, but he took a big time run along the near side boards to begin with, and then just went hunting right across the ice to get involved again.
Yep, the first-year Panther is liking his new mates and liking this new situation, and involved in this game here tonight. So everything is going to get separated here, we think. So we will take a quick break. 8:15 to go here in the third period. Reinhart comes close. Halverson actually got a piece with his stick there, I think.
Dominic James, who was not even with this team at the start of training camp, seems to be fitting in seamlessly. He does have an assist on the most recent goal scored by Connor Geekie, but he's also showing he is not afraid to get involved in the ever-present physicality in this game. But how did he get here to Tampa? Well, I spoke to him earlier today, and he says after he did not sign with the Chicago Blackhawks this summer, he wanted to weigh all of his options. He said it was pretty stressful, but once he landed with the Lightning, well, yeah, he felt pretty good about that choice. He says he had some conversations with Julien Brisebois that helped seal the deal. Yes, and he is very, very happy to be here. He said his parents were obviously in the know, but when he signed that deal, he sent a text to all of his buddies. It was a group text, and he said all of them responded in the same exact way. Hey, buddy, it's about time.
And here he is tonight. He's made an impression here in this preseason.
He has. It's amazing, because the first day he showed up, he wasn't even on my list yet. I went, what, James, where did he come from? He had just signed, and every shift that he's been out there since the first game, he goes hard. He's fast. He's got really good wheels. He's made some really good plays, and he shows. And just to be here on the team still at this point really shows you what the coaching staff and the management think.
Last 3 seasons for him at the University of Minnesota Duluth. Played in the World Junior for Team USA in 2022. So another power play in effect. This one for the Panthers.
I was just looking at the penalty minutes for Luke Cunnin. He had 83 minutes in San Jose a couple of years ago, 99 minutes in penalties with Nashville a few years before that. So he's had a few years, but as a rule, it's maybe 40, 50 minutes in penalties, but he's acted like he's been fighting his entire career in the NHL here.
We're now 2 minutes away from 150 minutes in this game. We're at 148, Brian. Ring those phones. There's been a total of 7 misconducts. All kinds of power plays.
Yeah, and the pace of the play, as you can see, it's really careful out there for a lot of reasons. You got to have your head up for sure, and even that's after the whistle blows. But trying to execute here, it's really knocked the pace of the play down.
Samoskevich pressured over there, trying to look back to the line. James is on him. It comes free for Verhaeghe. And that pass slides outside the blue line, and the Lightning get a hold of this. 35 seconds to go, and the man advantage, and down it goes. Here's Verhaeghe. Skating it away from Yanni Gourde up the middle. There's that wrist shot release. He's got a very hard shot, and that is gloved and held by Halverson. Well, is your child interested in hockey? Our Learn to Play program is a perfect way to start. For those $299, each participant will be provided a complete set of gear and 8 weeks of on-ice instruction provided by Lightning alumni and staff. So visit lightningmadehockey.com/learn to play.
And for the two goaltenders, it's been tough too, because there's long stretches where they don't see any shots with all the commotion and the fighting and the penalties being handed out. Trying to stay warm and keep focused and stay in the game is difficult, but Halverson's really hung in there after that first goal of the game. Could really have rattled him, and he's done a good job to recover from that after he got left out of the net on that first goal against. That one.
Yeah, Halverson had a very good year last year in the American League. This guy's bounced around since being a second-round pick with the New York Rangers that has not really gone to plan. He got one backup start early with the Rangers. He came in relief of Henrik Lundqvist. That's how long ago it was.
Yeah.
And then he got his first start last season in Utah for the Lightning. Kind of an emergency situation came up, and it wasn't his day, but he had a very good season in the American League, and I spoke to him today, Brian. He really credits his goalie coach there, Max Viancourt, who taught him that he needs to work harder, be more focused, and push himself a little bit more, and the results show in the AHL. He was an all-star.
Yep, 43 games he played, he had 22 wins, so that's how goaltenders are measured, by the wins in the long run. Yeah, they need a lot of help. He can't score goals, but he had a good, solid year.
Moser got tangled up over there with Luostarinen. Yeah, they both went down in a pile.
Collision along the wall, and a lot of times that starts it.
And we will take another break. 5:49 to go on this one. 4-2 Tampa Bay. Back at Benchmark International Arena, there's Luostarinen. He was got into the box along with Moser as the penalty parade continues in this one.
Yeah, it started along the wall. Moser, he runs into the backside of Luostarinen, was protecting himself pretty well there. Moser got the worst of that first collision. There's the holding penalty for Moser. And then interference, I think because it was a reverse hit by Luostarinen, the initial contact, he got nailed for interference. You got to be careful. Yeah, when you go to hit a guy, there are a lot of players now. We used to call that to Peter Forsberg. Forsberg was so good at that. When he had the puck, he'd drop a shoulder seeing a guy come to him and just punish the player who was trying to hit him. So you've seen more of that over the years. And the NHL level, I mean, you have to be ready all the time when there's going to be a collision.
So the story of tonight, 4 goals for the Lightning.
How long do you have?
2-goal lead, but bottom line, there's the top line right there tells the story.
Yeah.
We're up over 154 minutes in penalties. Fights, misconducts, a lot of bad blood. An injury to Brandon Hagel. He was pulled from the game late in the first period after he took a healthy,
he got sucker punched.
It was a sucker punch.
He wasn't ready for it.
It was a sucker punch.
Let's go back. We'll show it to you again. He's ready there, but it's going to come here in a minute. That right there, that's the one. That right cross. That's the one when he wasn't ready. I think he was deciding whether he was going to get involved in a fight or not. He got one big time.
So right now, that's the concern for the Lightning here, because the score really obviously doesn't matter. 150 minutes in penalties, and you say that's nothing compared to your day, right?
Oh yeah, there were some games, 250 or 300 minutes in penalties.
Oh, goodness.
That's bench empty. When the bench is empty and everybody they cut down on it. Thank goodness for that. Like it was no fun back then. It wasn't, and it got crazy. So the NHL clamped down on that years ago, and we don't get those bench clearing brawls like back then.
So obviously, when you played for the Montreal Canadiens, the big rivalry was the Boston Bruins. How many times would you play them in the preseason, and how many games would get out of hand like this?
Yeah.
Here's a chance for Cirelli. Scores! Anthony Cirelli finishes that one and makes it 5-2.
Yeah, nice hands there. And guess who? Carlisle, who's been a factor in this game on the physical side, he's the one that laid this puck in for Anthony Cirelli. Carlisle up on the left wing side, and Cirelli got inside position. See, there's Cirelli left side of your screen. But look at him, just lay that one in there. That's a beautiful shot. Looked like he was going to go to the opposite side, but look at that. That's beautiful pass. It allows Cirelli enough time, and that's right up under the bar there. Had the goalie leaning the wrong way.
For Hagee, one more trip inside the line with under 5 minutes to go now.
You were asking me about back in the day. One of the things before the goal was scored, when the Philadelphia Flyers won 2 straight cups, and the Broad Street Bullies were, famous for it. The Montreal Canadiens played them twice in a row. I was not on the team, but they played 2 preseason games just like this, and there were brawls all over the place. One at home in Montreal and one in Philadelphia. And the Canadians always looked back at that and said, that helped turn things around. Because that was Selesky and Schultz and the guys who were the main fighters in Philly, and the Larry Robinsons and Serge Savard, and those guys took on all those guys, all the big names. And they always credit that really started the turnaround. Montreal was not going to get pushed around, and Montreal won the next 4 straight cups.
Another big hit at center ice. Radish laying out Rodriguez. It's interesting you say that, and that was years ago, but that is important. And I think the point's been made tonight by Pat Maroon, by Ryan Malone, 2 guys who have been there, done that. You yourself included. The response by the Lightning in the second period had to happen. It had to happen.
Yeah, because there was a lot of stuff that went on the last several years, as we said, which included last year. And so Florida's the reigning Stanley Cup champs. And you got to show that you're going to be in it all the way along at every level.
Puck is deflected up and out of play. Here's another look at that hit at center ice by Radish.
We got another little skirmish. Crozier definitely has not been shy tonight either. Can't even see who that is that he's got.
Yeah, Gord and Cunnin. Gord has had enough of Luke Cunnin.
Yeah.
And Cunnin has been running around tonight. And Gord is going to have a discussion.
Yep. And so there's no linesman to do anything about those two, because the linesmen are taking care of other stuff along the wall. This is where you get the full-on big-time scraps. This one's over now. Referees will get involved like they did there. Jean-Hébert will help out. Normally the referees are just standing back taking numbers. Now Ekblad is being escorted off. Cunnin's going off. That was Chaffee involved along the wall with Ekblad. Yanni Gord's been escorted off. Thunderbug is ready. He couldn't find any bigger gloves, so he'll have to settle for those ones. There's the hit in the middle of the ice. There is nothing wrong with that hit. That's a good hit on Rodriguez. He cuts back. Radish can feel it coming and does it. And then here's Gord and Luke Cunnin. And Cunnin has certainly proven that he knows how to chuck him. He knows how to fight. That's been very obvious in the game tonight. It just surprised me that he did it to the extent. So Cunning's gone, Ekblad's gone, Gord is gone, Chafee's gone.
That's just on the Lightning bench. A whole bunch of guys are gone for Florida as well. This has been quite the night here in preseason game number 6.
And you've got, again, Thursday, so they play each other again. So they'll play Thursday.
No.
Sorry, Saturday.
Yeah.
Saturday. Today's Thursday. They'll play Saturday and then 4 times during the regular season. So players don't forget. And so when you're smart and you're experienced at the NHL level, you wait, wait for your time and the place. And that comes for, the physical stuff. And that has gone on a very long time. And players will say, well, you remember what happened like a month ago? Well, that's what I just did about that. So players have long memories, and when you're going to play 5 more times between tonight and the end of the season, that's before a possible altercation in the playoffs again.
Well, you saw John Cooper over there on the bench, and it'll be very interesting to hear his post-game comments on the post-game show with Paul Kennedy and Ryan and Pat. I'm sure it'll be measured, as he often is, but again, make no mistake about it, they want some pushback against the Florida Panthers here this season. And
the one guy I feel a little bit bad for is Dominic James, because he's a young kid just coming in, and he has, stood up for himself when the scrums have happened and he's been out there. But in a game like this, Coop's an experienced coach, and James doesn't have any skin in this game. He hasn't played with the team yet, and so to put him out there and put him in jeopardy, being a young kid in a game like this, James probably hasn't had as much ice time as maybe Coop intended to give him. But Coop's doing the right thing by sort of protecting him and keeping out of some of this stuff, just because he doesn't deserve to be drawn into it.
Well, the last couple of shifts for him, he always got his knee blown out there by Gadjevich.
Right.
This is power play number 9 for Tampa Bay tonight. It's dug out off the boards. Moser gets it back, lets it go, tipped high and wide. Kulikov into the corner, goes Cirelli. Kulikov saw that coming.
Anthony Cirelli, remember, he was dinged up in the playoffs against these guys too. He had a bad knee injury, and that happened in game 1 right off the bat, so that didn't help him.
Here's Carlisle, who got an assist on that last goal by Cirelli. He's had an eventful night. Near side to Darren Raddysh. He's been in a fight tonight as well. This is Bjorkstrand. Under 2 minutes to go, about a minute and a half left. And the Lightning are about to improve to 6-0 in the preseason. Little tight pass there to Bjorkstrand, who's on his backhand, couldn't get a shot. Carlisle whips it back around. Bjorkstrand, there's that Forsberg. That's the Forsberg right there.
Yep. On Seth Jones.
I don't think Jones like that at all. Jones is a big guy, and Bjorkstrand got the better of him there.
He did.
One minute to go. We will have the game for you on Saturday night live from Sunrise. Face off 7 p.m. We'll be on the air with a pregame show at 6:30. Final minute sponsored by Anajar and Levine. Bouncing puck out in front of the net. Geekie, who's got a nice goal tonight, battling Rodriguez and sweeps it back to Crozier.
Yeah, being undefeated so far in the preseason, you have to practice winning. I'm a big believer in that. And they've played all kinds of different games here. They've played fast. They've played some unorganized ones because it is preseason. And now we have a game like this, and they've won them all so far. That's a really good sign.
Final seconds tick away, and that is going to do it. The Lightning will take this one by a score. 5-2 is the final, Brian.
a really good win. I mean, it just showed a lot. The game just got wild, you know, almost right from the very beginning. But you're measured in a lot of different ways, and everybody in the blue jersey measured up in this game.
Especially in that second period when there was a big response physically from the Tampa Bay Lightning against their rivals from Florida. We were up over 180 minutes of penalties in this one in downtown Tampa at Benchmark International Arena. Just another chapter in the growing heated rivalry between the Panthers and the Lightning. A reminder, lots to talk about in the postgame show with Paul Kennedy and Pat Maroon and Ryan Malone, including the postgame comments of the head coach, John Cooper. On behalf of my partner, Brian Engblom, and Gabby Shirley, this is Dave Randolph saying thanks for watching. Talk to you Saturday night.